Hello everyone, this is Betsy from Ideas Times 2, and I'm here to give you part three of our lap book tutorial. Cindy has already done the first two parts where we actually made the whole cover, and today I'm going to show you how to do one of the hinge inserts. So let's open this up. This one is fairly complete on the inside. She's already done a lot of the work already for you, or already in this book is already complete. And we will have some tutorials on a couple of these elements for sure. Some of them are just simply, like envelopes or pockets glued right onto the page. So some of them are super easy, but we will come alongside of you and show you how to do some of this other stuff too. Okay, so let me just show you what she's made so far. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. And here's this flip with this Edith Holden page. So these are so beautiful. Today I'm going to show you, she has made this accordion booklet, and I'm gonna show you today how to attach this onto the hinge that's already been made on the cover. So let me show you what this accordion book looks like. It is 4 pages, 4 sheets of cardstock, and they are hinged together with paper on one side of the hinge and then fabric on the other side. So for example, here's the paper, and if I flip it over, the other side has the muslin, and as you can see here, these are paper, and then on the other side is the muslin. So those are to reinforce the folds of these pieces of paper. So there are 4 separate pieces of paper, and let me just tell you what the size is. They're 10 1/4 by 7 1/4 inches. All right, so all you do is you cut your pages, cut 4 of them, you just butt them together, put a strip of paper down, and these papers, they look to be just a little over an inch. They're about 1.5 inches wide. So you would put your strips of paper, and oh, sorry for the shake. Let me try to get that to stop. And likewise, the muslin is about 1.5 inches wide too. So, and you just use Fabri-Tac and you just glue those together. You could use muslin on each side if you want, or you could use paper. And she said a 60-pound paper, so it's a sturdy paper. You could use cardstock as well. So you could make your hinges the same on both sides, or just vary it up a little bit like she did here. So we are going to learn how to glue this in. All right, so the way I thought of that we could do this, I prepared this pocket, and the pocket is 10 1/4, the same size as the paper, and it's 4.5 inches tall. And it'll be a nice deep pocket, but it's not too deep where it's going to interfere with the hinge, or things are going to stick out and interfere with our whole fold. So it's a good sized pocket, and I'll show you what to do with that. Before I say too much more, I'm looking at my monitor, realizing that I need to explain my hands. So these hands have been working very hard, and I've been doing some shibori dyeing of fabric, and so I do apologize. I had done some dyeing yesterday, and I had managed to get all the dye off, and everything was fine, everything was okay. And then today I did more dyeing, and I can't get it off. I can't get it off enough for you guys. I even have it on my arm, look. Okay, anyway, I do apologize for that, but my fingernails still look good, right? All right, so let's get started. I prepared this pocket. So I made it, I told you the size already, and then I just sewed around the edges, and there's a little bit of a zigzag stitch there just for decoration. What we're going to do before I glue, I brought the glue out already, but before we do, if you run into this problem, I saved this part so I could show you what to do. So my hinge, this booklet was already made, and I decided to put it in a certain way, and then I discovered that this hinge is too long. But all is not lost. So what I did was, I've already done it here on this end. I cut about 1/4 of an inch in, straight in, and then cut the angle the same. And so what I'm going to do is, with you guys, I will show you how I corrected that little problem of oversized hinge. So if you ever want to attach something and you're like, oh man, that's not going to work because this hinge is too big, you can fix that. You can fix it. So just come in here, completely just snip it off at the base of the hinge. So I turned it over so I could see it better here. And it's really, all I need is about 1/4 of an inch. So I just cut it straight at the base. Okay, now I'm going to go in, and I have to turn this again so I can reach the angle better. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is go in and cut my angle again, because that angle is important, because it's much easier to glue stuff in if it's got an angled edge there. So what I'm going to do is bring my pocket in and see if that's a good size, or if I need to trim it a little bit more. You know, I think that's a good size. All right, we will figure it out. All right. So I saved that so you guys could see. I'm going to ink that. So now I left a little white core on my paper. So I'm going to ink that up quickly so we don't waste time on inking. You don't really have to do the angled part because that's totally going to be hidden. So the reason why I came up with this method is because I want this hinge to be hidden. You certainly can have it on the outside of whatever you're going to glue in here. You could. It's not a problem, but I thought it would be kind of nice looking to have it hidden. So it'll go in like this, and you'll be able to look at it as a booklet, but then you'll also be able to pull it out like this. Okay. So here's my pocket. Once again, let's start with the pocket again. So I'm going to glue the pocket. Now, don't glue on the bottom. So this is the bottom of the pocket. It's open on this side. Okay, so don't glue along the bottom. Just glue the sides of the pocket. So that's what we're going to do now. Just run a bead of glue down there, just on the sides. Now I know it's a habit, right, to do it on 3 edges, but be careful and don't do it. All right, so here we go. We're going to just put that down. We're going to hold it just for a second so it stabilizes a little bit. Just hold it down. I'll have to show you the shibori dyeing pieces when we're done. Cindy did some too, and I did. Can you tell what color I did? Yeah. It was blue. It's the traditional. All right. There we go. It is lovely. The next thing to do is we are going to insert the hinge in between. So we have it open, right, like this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to insert that hinge into our opening, where the pocket and this piece here are open. And the way to do it, we're going to put glue on each side of our hinge. And then we're just going to gently place it over the top. And you can try to do one side at a time. I usually do both sides at a time because I've had trouble with paper buckling and different things when I've tried to do both sides. So Oh, my fingernails looked good for a while, but now they're not going to look good, right? I'm just using my fingers to get all that glue on there. This didn't come out as much as I thought on this side, so I have to put more on. There it is. There it's coming. I can see it. There we go. All right, so let's smooth that out just a tiny bit. All right, now we're going to take, I'm going to put that paper off to the side. Take this and sandwich that in between our pocket and that brown page, which is our base. Sandwich those in between. Here we go. Took me a minute. Okay, and then just give it a good, oops, I did not do it actually. Let's get that on. Get that on. There we go. Okay, now give it a good squeeze. Squeeze it for a minute till it's all secure. Okay, and now I'm centering it a little bit better than I had it before. And center it up and down so that you have an equal distance at the bottom to the bottom of the book to the top of the book. Center it so there's an equal distance so that your booklet's not like flopping around near the top of the book or the bottom. There we go. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, so now you've got a hidden hinge holding that booklet into place. See that? Oops, wrong one. Okay, there we go. I think I need to re-glue that a little bit. It took me a little too long to install that. Also, I'm going to rub some of that extra glue off. I'm just going to flip some more glue right here. All right. All right, perfect. Perfect. Okay. And then the way this will need to be trimmed off just a little bit so that we can put a little tab here and be able to pull the book out. So that will also happen, and I probably should have done that first, but I didn't. So we are going to just take care of that later. And I'm going to hold the book shut with a little bulldog clip. I think that'd be cute, just to hold the booklet together. Okay, now we're going to decorate this pocket. You could leave it. You could totally leave it. But what I thought would be really cute is I have this decorated envelope, and there is, I know I have a tutorial on how to decorate envelopes, so we'll leave the link for that down below. I can't remember if Cindy has done this. She made this one, so if she has a tutorial, we'll link it down below too. But these are just repurposed junk mail envelopes, and inside she's already placed, it's a time card, so it's an altered time card where she's collaged it up on both sides. And of course those beautiful birds peek out the window of the junk mail, which has been coffee dyed too. So that's the cutest little thing. So we are going to actually decorate our pocket with this envelope by gluing the flap. We're going to leave it open so that things can go in there. We're going to leave it open and make it into a flap like that. Okay. So we're going to do that next. This needs reinforcing though. This is probably not strong enough to become a flap that's used a lot. So we are going to take a piece of, I have cardstock that I cut into a strip that's going to fit right on there. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on. and that'll give it more strength. So that'll be a good thing. Just going to glue that right on. Okay. Smooth it down. And it's not going to show, so it really matters not what the paper looks like. But I had some cream colored cardstock to use, so that's what I used. Heavy paper or cardstock is probably going to be good for that. Okay, and then I'm going to put glue on this new flap that I have. Make sure I've got it facing the right way. And I'm going to glue that and insert that right over the top of the pocket, and then glue it to the back of the pocket. Glue it to the back side of the pocket. So see that? I'm just going to slip that in like this. And that the size you cut that paper, your reinforcement paper, is going to just depend on your envelope. So just measure your flap and cut a piece of paper exactly that size. Okay, I'm going to try to scooch that up just a tiny bit because I'm centering it top to bottom. See that? Okay, now we've got a gorgeous decorated part over here. And now this fold-out book is attached firmly. Whoops, I forgot. I got my bulldog clip. It's attached firmly onto a hinge. So that just pulls out like that. That bulldog clip did a good job of holding it. I couldn't get that off for a sec. Okay, there's that. And now we also have a pocket here, right? And we have a flip with a pocket here. This envelope becomes a pocket. And now, instead of leaving this plain, I kind of wanted to decorate that. And I just dropped it, so I have to go get it. Here we go. I got it. So what I decided was I have collaged up just this piece of cardstock with a little illustration from a mushroom book. There's a little rust-colored piece of paper just for a little accent color. And then this is just the script from that mushroom book. So I sewed that on. You can see I sewed it. And then I just sewed around the pocket with a little zigzag at the bottom. Now we're going to attach this like a regular pocket where we're going to glue it on the sides and along the bottom. So let's do that. And then I'll decide, I'm going to put it up here somewhere, maybe center it, or I could put it here at the bottom. So let's do that really quickly. Let's get this knocked off. We're almost ready. We're almost done. Okay, so let's see. I think I might center that. Okay, so that should go about right there. Okay, just make sure that's nice and straight. Hold it for a second. Get that all secured. Okay, and then this tag. So this is just a store-bought tag made out of craft paper. It had these little hole reinforcements already on it. So what I did was I peeled it off of the front. I inked it with a darker brown, and then I put this paper on. So this paper is already collaged up. It looks like I collaged it, doesn't it? A little bit. It's just a piece of paper that's already been beautifully collaged and printed just this way. So I just went ahead and glued this sheet onto the tag, cut around it, sewed around it, and then I attached that hole reinforcement, the darker one that I made. I just re-glued that back on, and then I have twine here at the top. So that's the tag. It looks more complicated than it is. It's really just a basic tag. Okay, and then that slips right in the pocket, and now we have the envelope flip on top that covers it up, and then you open it up and you've got a cute little pocket there, which I need to straighten just a tiny bit. So there. Okay, I think that's better. There we go. Woohoo! All right. There we go. I love it. So we hid our hinge and put in our booklet. And as I said, let me just mention this one more time. I am going to trim this off just a little bit so it doesn't always hit the back of the book. So I'm going to trim that off, and we'll put a little silk tab right there so that it can be pulled. Ah, so exciting. This little book is coming right along. And as I mentioned already too, that we will have a few more tutorials on how some of these things are installed in the book. So, oh, let me just show you something real quick, something quickly that I just saw. So Cindy had attached this with a hinge, but see how the hinge is showing? So that's an option too, as far as putting things into your book, little flips and stuff like that. So cool. All right. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give me a thumbs up, and we'll have 1 or maybe 2 more tutorials on how to finish up this lap book, and I hope you're joining us in this journey, and I plan on making one as well. I haven't made one. Cindy's made the cover, and this one is almost completed, and she had made the cover with you guys on film too. So she's made a couple. I have not made one yet from scratch. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and we will talk to you soon. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and hit the notification bell so you can catch all of our content. Thank you, everybody, and we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.